Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. Thought we'd have a little play today. I've been going through my magazines and I've been trying to figure out what I could do something for Surreal, either for your junk journal or to make a tag with, to put, oh gosh, I don't know, if you have a gratitude journal, these would be really cute to put in there. There's a lot of different ways you could use them. If you make postcards and send postcards to people, that would be a really cute thing to do. I didn't want to do a really big one. I wanted to do something a little bit smaller and do a few of them. So I would love to have you stick around. This is something that I enjoy doing, and I know that some of my gals out there that follow me on a regular basis, they've been missing some of the surreal art, and I apologize for that. I've missed it too, and I want to try to get back onto a schedule. I was asked by one of my gals if I could do something on a weekly basis, and I'm sure I can. I don't think it will be too hard. I will do my best to do that. So I was looking through my magazines, like I said, and I've got a whole big stack here of everything. It's just, I've been really trying to get better in pulling some things for surreal art, making a pile, throwing them in a bin, and it's not going so well for me. Usually I just like to look through my magazines. Then if I see something, I'll rip a page out and then I will go from there. I'm finding that if I pull stacks, which I have got stacks and stacks and stacks of papers and books and such. I make piles. I've got another, in order to make this one, I have got all of these here. I've got so many of these pages here of the vintage, oh, I don't want to crinkle it, vintage pattern gals. These are really large pages, and these came from a catalog book, all right, that you would get in, you would look at when you went to, like, well, I used to go to the Joy store, but any place that sells material and patterns, they have these very large counter catalogs, and you look through them and you find a dress or something you would like to make, and then you would pull there's the pattern number, and it tells you everything that you need on here. You would buy your material and your sewing notions, and you would go home and whip up a beautiful dress for the evening or a weekend party or whatever. So I've got to get a little better organized and really figure out how I'm going to do this. But for now, I have this sweet little girl that I came up with this idea. I just thought about it, and I wanted to do something small. So I found these watches in one of my magazines, and it was probably the Rob Report. And I just thought that I could really do something with these. This watch right here was over on this side, and I cut it out. I wanted to do a little trial. So then I got thinking, what could I do with the watches? And I knew I wanted to do something in the form of a person, but I wanted it to be cute. So then I got thinking about the shape of these watches, and I thought this would be a great, the watch faces themselves would be a great thing to use for the girl's upper torso. And I wanted something underneath here, some sort of skirt, but I didn't want to use a skirt. I wanted to use something that would resemble a skirt. So then I went and I took a peek, and I thought about using mushrooms. And I have her on a green background because she's kind of hard to see. And this little gal here, this here is a mushroom that is turned upside down. So I cut her out, and this is her legs. She had this cute little blue dress on right here, okay? And I just cut her out, and I took her legs, and I made this mushroom. I didn't make the mushroom, I turned the mushroom upside down, and I cut along the interior rim and tucked the legs up underneath. This is the watch here that I cut. I cut the band off of it, and this is her upper torso. This is her arm here, and then she has just a little bit of an arm. It's kind of hard to see, but she does have an arm here, and she just kind of has it tucked behind her, and then her pretty little face and head. So I thought we could make some of these. I thought they were really, really cute, and they're actually the perfect size. I'm just going to show you I'm going to pull my gratitude journal out here, and they really are the perfect size to put in a journal. And you can have them, see, she fits there quite nicely. And this is just a standard journal. They're 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper just folded in half. So you can see these, she fits in here quite nicely. So you could make a tag using her, and then you could add your other embellishments or whatever. But I thought these were really cute. They are surreal, and it's something that I think everybody could make quite easily, okay? So I went through, and you can use animals. You can purchase digital images from some gals on Etsy. It's now called Etsy, on Etsy, that might have some funky legs, arms, and heads. If you have patterns, vintage patterns, you can use them. And, you can use whatever you have. You can use magazines with people in them, cut them up. So I had my watches here, and then I gathered some mushrooms that I had cut from a book, all right? So I grabbed this one here because I thought this would be really cool. And this would make a great skirt if you turn it upside down. So I picked that one. Then I have this. This is some funky type of ground mushroom, and that would be really pretty turned upside down. That would make a cute little skirt. This here I picked. I don't know if I'll use it, but that is a form of a mushroom. That would make a cute skirt. Would actually even make a cute little headdress. This mushroom here, I grabbed that. I could always cut it there. I do like this, like in its present form. I don't know if I want to cut that, but we'll see. But I have that. I have this one, which I thought would be cool because you can turn this upside down, and this could be a skirt or a dress or whatever. And then I have this one, which I think is really cool because if you turn this upside down, the skirt is kind of flowing and going to the left, so it could like be blowing in the wind or whatever. So those are the ones that I chose that I wanted to use. And if you have a mushroom book at home, go through it. I know that there are stickers. You can get mushroom stickers. Just make sure that they are big enough for your models, okay? And then I went through all of these pages over here, sitting here, and I found some gals that I thought might work quite well. And the one thing I want to tell you or show you is that when you kind of have to compare. When you're looking for things, you have to keep a couple things in mind. If you're going to do something like I did, you're going to have to, you don't have to. I chose to have arms that were bare. Okay, nothing with sleeves, because if you had something with sleeves, you could do something with sleeves. That's all part of being surreal. you would have different colors, okay, with the arms. I chose to do, keep the arms bare, all right, for these here. The other thing that I want you to be cognizant of is basically the overall, you don't have the overall size, but of the head and the neck, okay? The legs are just fine. You don't have to worry about the body because we're going to be using this and the mushroom to create the body. But you're going to want to be cognizant of the neck area. If you get something too thin, if her neck was, you know, like say, like here, it was a thin neck, it wouldn't work on these watches. What I've tried to do is I've tried to get the collarbones, all right, I want to come down as wide as I can. So just based on what these look like. Now, this one was pretty easy. This one's going to be easy because there is no, and I guess you could cut these off, but there are no little tabs on this one too. The strap just went right straight on this. So if you're going to use these little tabs here, these here I probably will, you're going to want something that will fit right in there. So I picked this scale here. I picked this scale here, see if we could do something with her. I grabbed this little girl. I thought she was cute, and the arms would be perfect to use. And I picked this gal here, another gal with gloves. So I would like to try to do all of these with you, only for the fact that the arms being different, you know, this is coming across her body, this is coming up and holding on, which would be coming up holding on to a watch. This one here is very similar to this, where the arm is going behind, and then she has this here, her arm here, and then this one is pretty much, it's just coming down with the glove on. So I think we'll start with this one. And I think the first thing we should probably do is cut all of these watches out. And then we can kind of pair them up with what will work best with our models. Now I am cutting this out like this, okay? I'm not taking this off immediately. And if you don't want to keep the little stem, you know, you could cut it off if you wanted to, but I like to keep the stem because it is part of the watch and it doesn't look like a broken watch. So I want to thank everyone for joining me at my craft table today. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen other surreal collages I've done, there is a playlist. You can go back and watch. You don't have to watch everything. You can pick and choose what you might be interested in. And I would love to have you leave a comment. I'd love to have you subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know if you like surreal collage art, if you create it yourself. I didn't try it until I watched, is it East of Honey? And she's fabulous. She doesn't come out with videos as often as I would like. But anytime she does one, they are so cool. And she's really fun to listen to. So you could check her out as well. And if you're lost for ideas, if you have a Pinterest account, you can hop on over to Pinterest and just type in surreal art, and you won't believe what comes up. The only thing now with AI, a lot of it is AI generated. You don't see a lot of, I call it raw, surreal collage art. You know, like what I'm doing and what East of Honey does, using magazines. It's all AI generated, and it's very hard. I mean, you don't want to replicate anything, but it's very hard to say, oh, I have those images, or I could do that. Let me try it, with what I have. Because with the AI generated, I'm just looking at this. I'm going to cut that. With the AI generated art, I mean, it's just not, you can't find magazine images that look like, or even resemble. But it will spur your imagination and just make you think of, what you can do with what you have. And as much as I like working with flowers and birds and butterflies and bees, and if that's what you like, just do that all the time. If that's really your love, I would do that all the time. But I have to keep a variety for everyone, so the ideas will kind of keep coming, because I feel if I keep doing the same things over and over, it's going to be too repetitive, and I will lose viewers. I don't want anyone to get bored or say, oh, she's using, she's doing that again, or she's using flowers again. That's why when I did the crossword puzzle collage that I just put up, oh, it was such a nice change. Now I'm going to, when I cut my smaller items, I leave the smaller parts till the very end, okay? Because I don't want to catch that heel and rip it off. So I will leave that intact like that until it's time to take it off. So with this, what I'm going to do, because I'm thinking if I use this one right here, or I could use this one, we'll see. I'm going to cut right around her like this. And I'm not real worried about cutting super close, only for the fact that I'm going to come across I don't want to take too much yet, okay, because I can always take more off, but I can't put it back on. And this is where I'm going to use my X-Acto knife here. I think I'm going to need a new blade. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, and I am going to cut on here, just so you can kind of see, because she has earrings on. And when I go around a circle, I kind of turn, I don't know if you can see it, I kind of turn it and have it go flat, so it kind of goes underneath when I make a round cut. And then on the straight cuts, I pretty much hold it straight up. But on those round cuts, I do kind of go around and underneath. This I might trim with the scissors. And the reason I use these long scissors is I get one long cut. I'm not making shortcuts. I like a nice smooth cut. Now this looks like her little hand is going in a little bit. And if you, and I just want to say thank you to my returning customers. I know some of you have been away. You've told me you've been out playing in the yard, and I'm so happy for you. You should be outside. It's even hard for me to come in. Some days we haven't had a lot of rain, so I have been trying to be outside, but not in the gardens because it's really killing my back these days. I got to go to the chiropractor, and I don't have him manipulate me a lot, but I have him put electric stim on my back to loosen up my muscles. My back is still killing me from a few weeks ago, weeding. And it's just really, I'm going to get a massage too this week. Okay, so we have this here, and I'm going to put this over here on this. I think maybe you might be able to see it a little bit better. Okay, so we have the upper, and we have, I know, doesn't her arm look funny there? So now I'm going to try to pick which watch, and I keep looking at this one. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut this out right here. But I don't even know if I finished. So yes, if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much. I think we talked about if you were outside, I don't blame you. And I really appreciate you, even when you pop in and you leave me a message or comment. Thank you very much. And for all of my gals over at Patreon, And I'm so happy over there because Julie and Amy and Susan and Joy, you're leaving me more comments over on Patreon, on my little message board, and I really like that. So I look forward to checking that, see if you've left a message or... So thank you. Okay. Okay. See, I don't want to... I'll rip that. It's like ripping a hangnail, right? You rip a little nail and it turns a hangnail. You lose your whole fingernail. I don't want to do that with this. Okay. So here is our Cartier. Of course it's a Cartier. I'm just going to put a little bit of ink around that. So let's see here. So do you see what I mean when I say I want you to check for a little bit wider doll or image and where at least the collarbone? So that fits on there really nice. All right. And I just have to move it over a little bit because I have to, look at her arm. It's kind of funky there. I may have to adjust her arm kind of, but that makes it surreal too. It looks like she's just hanging out there, right? So let's see, maybe we can give her a larger skirt, and then that way the arm will have somewhere to go. I'm just going to do this for a minute. Because that is one funky arm, isn't it? Ha! Oh, dear. Okay, so if we put that like that, I could actually put that up like that. So her arm would be down. This would be covered up some. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I can visualize it. And then her legs would be through there like that. So I think I'm going to use that one only because of her arms. I gotta take my sweatshirt off, it's too hot. Only because of her arm here. That's too narrow. And this is the same. Let's cut this off here. Let's try this one. And I just think this collage art, the surreal, it's really good for your brain too. Because you always have to think one or two steps ahead. At least I do. So let's get this on here. Okay, this one. Yeah, I like this one here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, whoops, is I'm going to use this here, this one, but I'm going to cut this here because I do want to use this image down here. Boy, I had the air conditioning at 71 and then it got kind of cold. I turned it to 72 and boy, it really makes a difference in my craft room. I am roasting. All right, so let us do this. Take that up there a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to get her legs in here, okay? So I'm going to make a simple cut along here. And I'm going to cut all along here because I don't know the exact positioning. But again, if you have a good X-Acto knife, you can't even tell that that's cut. So go ahead, you can't tell that's cut. So go ahead and make your incision. And you can get your legs in there, okay? And I do kind of want to, and this is where you can have some fun. You can have the skirt going to the side. You can tilt that a little bit. And then arms look so long, don't they? Hold that there. I'm going to turn her a little bit. And this is where I can cut that off there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably end up cutting this arm, although this looks like it's just hanging down. It looks like it's dead, doesn't it? Ha! Oh my goodness, she can just scratch her legs right down there. Maybe what I will do is I'm going to move her glove up. I'm going to cut her glove off, and I'm going to move this up her arm so it doesn't look like her arm is hanging way down by her side. So I can move that. We'll move that up there like that, okay? So I know I want her legs here, and I think I do want this skirt tilted just a little bit. She's got a short little body, doesn't she? She's got a short little torso. I think this is just as long. This is a little bit longer. And this is where you can have fun playing. See which one works the best. This is a really fun project to do too. Yeah, we're not going to be using it for her. She's too wide, okay? This is a fun project to do as well. If you're, if it's a nice afternoon, snowy afternoon, or rainy afternoon, or even if it's just too hot outside, and if you don't make videos, you can just turn on Netflix or, a show that you enjoy watching and just play. And take your time. Okay. I haven't forgotten about that. I'll cut it. So we have that there. And then this is what we're going to be using. So I want to cut this down a little bit more. Make this a little narrower. Okay. can even bring that up a little bit, just like that. It doesn't have to come down. It can come up here a little bit, make her a little bit taller. Okay, so I can put that there, which I'm going to do. These would be fun greeting cards as well. And the incision, oh my goodness, the inscription inside could be, I always have time for you. I always have time for my best buddy. Or remember the time when we, or I would like to spend the rest of my time with you. Okay, so we are going to, I can bring her up a little bit. I think this arm, I'm going to tuck right behind, I'm going to end up tucking that behind that stem. And I'm going to end up cutting that off. Okay, so I'm going to put that like that, because that's where I want it. So I'm going to put that there. And just that little bit of arm there, just like on the other one. We're going to keep that there. And I'm going to cut. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like a robot arm, doesn't it? I'm going to cut this right at that stem. So it looks like her arm is tucked in. She might have that behind her back. And that's okay. All right. And then I want to get this, her little, I feel like I'm performing surgery here. I want to get this. And I'm going to put that on there and have her actually holding onto that. And then I can trim that, okay? So let's start right here a little bit. And I'm going to have it just like that. Now it's too bad that this is so flat. But maybe, just maybe, I could put that there like that. Of course, I used my liquid cement here. And I can do that, and then I could just trim it maybe. And this is where it gets a little tedious. I don't want to break that stem. We'll fool around with that after. Okay, so this is down. Fool around with it after. That's all I have left of this, isn't it? All right, let's see what I can do with this. I think maybe I will do that. But I wanted this here, this little wrinkle. if I pull that out a little bit. Okay, so I think what I have to do is put just a little tiny bit here. And I know it's not going to be perfect because it should be, this should be up on her, shouldn't it? I'm going to carefully take this arm off, and I'm going to put this behind here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did get that on there. So there's her other glove with her hand. She's just kind of clutching the her bodice, the upper part of her dress. Oops, sorry about that. And then, so there is this little gal, okay? And I just think she's really cute. I think these are really cute figurines. Aren't they cute? They're watching over each other. Okay, so we're going to set these to a side. We'll do another one. I'm kind of anxious to use this one. Now, again, I'm not sure. We could probably take a look and see which gals would be best for what. I'm thinking this one would be really good for here because of her neck. Let's do this one, and then maybe I can tuck this in to her arms. We'll see. I know people probably say, it's a perfectly good figure. Why are you cutting the really pretty dress off that she already has on and changing it all around? Because that would be really pretty in a journal. And my answer to that is because we can. And it's fun. It's different. It's something. Oh, I've got to unplug my phone. I keep hitting the cord and it keeps bouncing around on you. It's just something different. And everybody likes different, right? We all like to create different art. It's a challenge. All right, so here are her little feet, and I guess what we're going to do is we are going to cut her like this. I'm not going to take this part off just yet. I got to see where I'm at. And if you're ever working with one of these something small like this, I'm leaving this, hanging this by thread, okay? And you'll see why I'm doing that. And you ruin it or it doesn't work out, don't be upset that it didn't work out and you've wasted, you know, you might feel like, oh, I wasted, you know, that was a really good doll image and I wasted it. Don't look at it that way. You know, just move on. Find something else to work with. Believe me, that has happened to me more than not. My only regret was, you know, I should have scanned an image or something. And then I could have just ran it off again. And if there's something that you really like, and you do have a printer where you can scan, I would highly suggest doing that. Because then if you do flub up, you can run another image off. Okay. Did I rip that? I did rip it. That's okay. So she's going to obviously come off in pieces because these are delicate. So we have, and I'm going to cut her out. So maybe that's for the best. And like I said, if this is part of her dress, so I'm going to get rid of this. If this works out, it works out. If it doesn't, you'll see. We'll just bag this and we will move on. All right, so this here, let's get her situated. This here's her arm here. This is her arm coming up. Here is her head. And I think the rest was just scraps. Okay, all right. So were we going to use this one because of her neck? So we will put her like that. And then we will put her arm up like this for now. This one, again, it seems like the right arms, because these are a little bit wider, these watches. This is where we're running into a little bit of trouble. I could put that like that. And then I think you can see that okay. And then what are we going to use for her party dress? That's too big. Is this the one? No, not that one. We have this one here. The others I've had underneath. Let's see what this, don't like that. I'm thinking maybe this one. This looks more of a flouncy skirt. I could go right like that. And then her legs. Looks like she's got really short legs, doesn't it? We could put that like that. And then her legs right here like that. Oh, I like that. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be good. That'll look nice. Okay, so now do we want, I do like these where the legs are coming down through. So I think we're going to have to do the same thing here. So let's cut right along here. And I'm going to cut just below. I'm going to cut just below. There's a little black line here. I want that to come over her legs. I don't want that. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to kind of bring them down. as far as I can without them peeking out or popping out. Okay. Okay, so there is the skirt. And I'm going to get her, head on here, okay? This chick's got to get her head on straight. So, and this is a Cartier as well. All these women. These are all the Cartier women. Okay, so she's there like that. We are going to, I don't want her to stick to this paper. I shouldn't be doing it on that paper, silly me. I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her on just like that, okay? Okay, so she's right there. All right. And then we have to get her arm. So I would like to put her we'll put her arm right about there, okay? I'm going to pick her up. It's like a bunny rabbit. Ha! That's all I'm going to see now is a rabbit. You ever do that? You look at something. Here's the ears, the bunny's ears. Here's the eye. Here's the nose. And here's the little mouth. Little bunny. And then we are going to get this one. And I'm glad I kept this little tiny bit of dress, the shoulder here. And I'm just going to put it down here like this. So we are going to go right behind here. Let me go right behind this watch. And I will get it situated. If I stop dropping it. So that little bit that goes there. And I think I will leave it. So that kind of defines her shoulder. And I think I'm going to leave it tucked right behind. And then what I will do is I'm going to glue it right there. I'll glue that down. So there is number 3. So we have this one. I should get a piece of black paper. And she's really cute. You want to do one more? How are we doing on time here? I don't even know how long I've been working here. Aren't they cute? Maybe what I'll do is this could be a 2-parter. I could finish this one and I could finish this one off screen, okay? Because you got the idea. Let me grab a piece of black paper to put these little girls on. Okay, I think that's better. So here are the gals. And I think what I'll do is I will finish these. I'll take these 2 and I will work on these. And then what we can do is I will come back and maybe we can make some cute tags for our journal, or we could make a page and then just slide it in. We could glue it down on a page in the journal with some fun sayings. So These are really, really cute. And I hope that you are enjoying the process of these. And I think they'll be really adorable once we do a little more collaging around them, and then we can, like I said, we can slip them in a journal. So I think that's where I'm going to stop for today, and I will be back with a part 2. So I would love to have you leave a comment on these little Cartier gals. I think they are just adorable, but leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, let me know what you think, and I want everybody to have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. All right, everybody, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.